Hi, Trent Roman here from View Golf. Today we're going to talk about chipping and pitching. First we're going to go over the setup position. What I like to see most students do, okay, first of all, when you're chipping, if you're chipping with a 56, 60 degree wedge, you're going to see what we have on the bottom of this wedge. It's the bounce, okay? And when you chip, the bounce is your friend. What I see a lot of people doing out there on the golf course is not using the bounce effectively. A lot of people lean the shaft forward. A few people will lean the shaft backwards. That results in a whole bunch of different shots, and it makes chipping hard. So what I want to do with the chipping technique that I like to teach is make chipping as easy as possible, and the easiest way to do it is to use the bounce. Okay, so setup position, what I like to see that right toe about 12 o'clock, pointing straight ahead. We're going to get our feet about 2 to 3 inches apart. Our left toe, I like to see kind of fanned out to about 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, just fan it out a little bit. So I've got about 2 inches apart. Now so once you've got the setup, I like to see the chest and hips open just slightly. That lets you turn through the chip shot a little bit better. I see a lot of people kind of stay real stagnant with their lower body, stay stagnant with their upper body. What you'll see most really good chippers do when they chip is that they turn through. They make sure that their whole body turns through on the chip shot. So what this drill is you're going to set up like that. You got your setup position, you got your wedge pointed down. We'll pretend this is like a laser, okay? And what you want to do is you want to point that laser. We'll say our left foot's at 10 o'clock. You want to point that laser about 11 o'clock, okay? So that sets your chest and your hips open just slightly, okay? Now you can see from face on, I want to stand this wedge basically at about 90 degrees or slightly ahead of that, okay? So that ball position is right in the middle of my stance. I see a lot of people get the ball way too far back. I see this is kind of how chipping, and I might have been guilty of it in the past, kind of set up chipping, put all your weight on that left foot, lean the shaft way forward, and try to chip from there. You just don't have any margin for error. So, feet slightly flared open, shaft at about 90 degrees, maybe just slightly forward of that. Weight is pretty much neutral. I don't lean too much forward on the chipping shot. I definitely do not lean backwards. Okay, I see a lot of my juniors leaning backwards, trying to help it in the air. How we get the ball in the air is by using the loft that we have. With the shaft setting like this, we have the full 60 degrees. We have the bounce available to use. Okay. Now, once you have this set up, what you want to do, I want to see my players. Try to swing the club using just your right hand. If you're a right-handed player, just let the club swing. Okay? Now what you can see is that when I return this club right back, that's the feeling I want to have, is having the club return back to the address position. I don't want to take off the loft. I definitely don't want to go this direction and add too much loft. That'd be kind of almost like a flop shot. I want to feel the club kind of return and almost feel like it passes my hands a little bit, but it really doesn't. It just kind of comes back to that neutral start position. We're going to take a look at my chipping technique from a little bit different angle. Let's take a look at it from down the line, okay? So we've got our setup, toe slightly flared open, about 10 o'clock, feet 2 inches apart. You can kind of see that from down the line. It's got a little bit of a flare open. The next thing, we're going to take that laser, we're going to point it at about 11 o'clock, okay? It sets our hips open a little bit, sets our chest open a little bit, let us turn through. We're going to get that club set in that neutral position, okay? I'm going to swing this with just my right hand to kind of show you how I want the club to come back. You see from this angle, you can see the toe pointed up in the air. I see a lot of my golfers go with the club pointed way forward, a lot of weight on that left leg, and they go back in this direction, okay? You can see the face is kind of pointed back at the ball. The only way you're going to get the actual loft to hit this shot is to go and lean back that direction. A whole lot of bad things can happen when you do that. So Another, again, from the down the line view, I want to see a lot of my students taking some one-armed practice swings, let that toe open up, and then let it swing through. It should just be like a clock. Return back to kind of that same address position. I like to go kind of a tick-tock motion just like that. So I hit one like that. I got that right-handed, did a couple right-handed swings. Get into my setup position, feet kind of open, and try to repeat it. Okay? I will, a lot of times when I'm out there on the golf course, I will practice and I will try to hit a lot of golf balls with just one hand. You can see right there, even on this mat, I hit a little bit behind the golf ball, but because I used the bounce, I was able to still hit about the same shot I did before with a solid contact, because the bounce let me kind of skip, saved me, and let me skip into the back of that golf ball. So I'll kind of show you again here with two hands. Okay, it looks something like that.
From all of us at View Golf, we just want to say thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe as well. We're going to be coming out with videos every week. Instruction videos, we're going to be reviewing all the new clubs that are coming out. So make sure you subscribe and get all the latest content.